Hi everyone, and welcome to another Mono Tech review. Today we're diving into the MAONO PD100x USB XLR dynamic microphone. I know it's a mouthful, but it is what it is. A big thanks to Mono for sending this over for us to test out. Now let's take a look and see if Mono has another budget-friendly winner to add to your setup. First, we got to take a look and see what's in the box. All right, first thing, open the tab on the bottom and flip open the lid. Inside, it's pretty straightforward. We got the manual here. Have a read through that. Make sure you're not missing anything. If it's your first time, you might want to just learn a thing or two. I'll get this little box out here. This is where actually you're going to find your USB cable, which is pretty handy. It has a USB-A to USB-C, or you can actually pull off the little adapter and do USB-C to USB-C. So whatever setup you have, they got you covered. Here's your little base stand. It's got a little bit of weight to it. Make sure your mic doesn't fall over. And then in the bottom here, we have our adapter if you need it for your microphone. If you have a mic arm or something like that, you can use that. Finally, we got the mic. This is the PD100x. It's a nice little unit, nice and clean. And yeah, there's not a whole lot to it. Nice little stand here, or a little arm, I guess, for your microphone. It's a nice, clean-looking microphone. I like it. Now that we went through and we officially unboxed the microphone, let's talk sound quality. The PD100x boasts a frequency response of 40 Hz to 16 kHz and a 24-bit 48 kHz sampling rate. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, these specs translate to a microphone that can capture a wide range of sounds from deep lows to crisp highs. And in even simpler terms, this mic should be able to pick up your voice clearly and accurately, even in noisy environments. So let's get a closer listen. This microphone with no filters and the gain set to 15 in the MonoLink software. This is what it sounds like. I think it sounds pretty good. My voice is coming through clearly, and there's maybe a little bit of background noise. My PC is like right next to me. I can touch it right now. I'm actually touching the side of it. So there is some sound that comes through every now and then. But if we turn on the noise suppression, which I'll do right now, you're not going to hear anything. I can even snap my fingers and it's not coming through. If you want to sound fuller, you can actually mess with the EQ and kind of mess around with some things. Now, this is just really quick, but now obviously I sound different. So you can use whatever software you want. You can use the Link software. You can use it through Voicemeeter, and you can tweak it even more depending on what you want your audio to sound like. But I'm going to turn that off because I want to keep everything vanilla. But we'll leave the noise suppression on just in case because my wife's doing her thing. So the PD100x also has a built-in pop filter, which helps reduce the plosives. If you don't know what that means, that is actually when you get those annoying pops that can occur when you say words with P or B sounds, pizza and beer. And we want lots of that, so we want to make sure that we got a built-in pop filter. Now, because we have it hooked up through USB, let's give it a listen through an XLR setup using my interface. Okay, now we got her plugged in, so let's listen through an XLR setup using my interface. So it is plugged in, and as you can clearly hear, moving from the USB to an XLR setup really cleans up the audio and makes it sound even more professional. Lucky for y'all, Mono also makes interfaces for your XLR setups, and they're also affordable. They're just taking care of creators left and right over here. But you can clearly hear the difference between a USB and an XLR setup. Now, in order to take advantage of the Link software, the MonoLink software, for EQ and stuff like that, that's only going to affect it if you're using the USB setup. As soon as you go to an XLR, you have to use your other programs, your interface, and all that to adjust your audio. And you do need a USB plugged in order to get the RGB lighting. So keep that in mind. You can't just go and plug it into an XLR setup and get your lighting. Now that we covered sound, let's talk about that price. The MAONO PD100x falls squarely in the mid-range price bracket for USB XLR microphones. For $49.99 USD on Amazon, or for some wild reason, $109 Canadian. Our dollar is garbage right now, so that's probably why. But if you do happen to live in Canada and wanted to pick this up, it's currently on sale for $79.99, down from $109, with an additional coupon for another $20 off at the time of this video, so that can change at any point. So for what it offers, I think it's a great price overall, and you get a lot of bang for your buck here, especially if you have those sweet American dollars to use. The PD100X isn't just about sound quality, it's packed with features that creators will love. As a USB XLR microphone, you have the flexibility to choose the connection that best suits your setup, which we just touched on. With the USB setup, you can take advantage of the MAONO software to fine-tune your audio settings right there in the app, or if you prefer the XLR setup, you can use your favorite audio interface and make adjustments there. We'll demo the MAONO software here in a minute. Another standout feature is the customizable RGB lighting. Adjust the colors to match your setup or to create a specific ambience to set the mood. It's a great way to add a personal touch to your streaming setup, or just if you just want to vibe. You can do all these changes through the software. Speaking of, let's take a look at the MAONO software. The software allows you to adjust mic gain, adjust your headphone volume if you're using the mic monitoring, and use the presets of your own or custom EQ settings, and use features like the limiter, the compressor, and the noise suppression, which we touched on earlier. This gives you a lot of control over your audio, which is great for fine-tuning your sound. To make changes to your lighting, you can actually slide this slider here for your brightness, or pick what type of lighting you want, like a static color, multicolor, pulse, or even mess with the dynamic settings. The software is straightforward, pretty basic, but it's easy to use and helps you get moving quickly without having to route through other programs. The PD100X also has a tap to mute button, a 2-in-1 smart knob for volume control and headphone monitoring, and a headphone jack, which obviously if you're monitoring your headphone, you need the jack to plug it in. All that is down here on the bottom along with your XLR setup. These are all pretty standard features for the USB XLR microphones we've been checking out lately, but hey, we'll take all these additions, especially at the price points that we've been seeing lately. Overall, like the other MAONO products we've reviewed here, I'm very impressed with the MAONO PD100X microphone. It delivers excellent sound quality for the price, and it has a ton of features that creators or even folks who just want a better microphone will find useful. If you're looking for a well-rounded and affordable USB XLR microphone, the PD100X is definitely worth a look. So what do you folks think of the microphone? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're ready to pick one up, you can actually check out MAONO's website or head over to Amazon. I'll leave the links for both of those down in the description below if you want to check it out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more reviews and tech content. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.